Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. You got to click the bell icon to receive all notifications to know when you can see my smiling face every single day, every single weekday, that is, when I go live on All in the Charts. I hope everybody is having a good day. You know what also would be good? If you gave me a follow on Twitter, a follow on YouTube, a follow even on Instagram. And TradingView, it's one word. It is Crypto Bull God. Now, I do hope everybody's having a good day. Today turned into a little bit of a busier day than I was expecting. Good morning, DT. Have yourself a cup of cafe. Brian, markets are just going blah blah sideways right now. Not a lot going on. Did have some exciting news to share. I'll get a little bit more specific the closer we get to the date. Kathleen, welcome in. Very good to see you. I have lined up another guest to come on the channel in 2 weeks. So as we get closer to that date, I have a very logical, level-headed person in this space whom I respect very much, and he will be coming on the channel. Apparently, he's been following my channel for quite some time, which I did not realize. The YouTube channel didn't even realize that. So that was really interesting to find out. By the way, is anyone from the Caspa community in the motherfucking house? Because that's the only thing that's green in my portfolio today. This thing is up nearly 10% today. We're starting to get that blue sky breakout, breaking up towards what will eventually be 5 cents and above. Target on the bull flag is up towards 8 cents, so we'll have to see how that holds up. Matthew, welcome in, my friend. We have somebody from the Caspa community in the house. Track video, yes. I just released a TA video on Origin Trail. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Kathleen. I think it's a very level-headed view in terms of what we could see in terms of price by next year. Now, guys, today, as you know, what I had mentioned on yesterday's live stream, we took a look at all these monthly charts. Didn't really have a lot of time for TA Q&A. Today is literally the whole live stream is TA Q&A. Throw me whatever questions you have on charts, and I'm going to go ahead and chart them. I know there were a few charts yesterday that individuals wanted me to take a look at, and we have time to do that today. There's really nothing that I wanted to cover in the charts. There's nothing significant that I noted, really. I haven't really been as close to the markets today, but there's really nothing, it looks like, significant taking place in the market besides Caspa, I guess, being up like 10%. Anything new with CRV? No. Yeah, like market's red. There's really nothing. XDC is up 17%. Cheers to anybody who's in XDC. Wow, 17% today. It even has Caspa beat. Yeah, nothing really super exciting going on. And again, as I always say on the channel, really the driver here in terms of what's gonna happen in the markets, it's gonna be Bitcoin. You can see here now. This is actually on a 1 day. Let's flip to a 12-hour. I was looking at this on a daily. I had tweeted something out today earlier. Is this on a 12-day? I was like, this doesn't look right. A 12-day. We do not want to look at a 12-day chart. We want to take a look at a 12-hour chart. Yeah, we're just in this orange zone, guys. There's just not much to tell. Anytime, and I've stated this, and you can see this is playing out on the chart. Anytime you move below a moving average, it's going to act as resistance, right? So we're not able to get above this 50 SMA on the 12-hour. Now, if you actually go to a daily chart, and I had tweeted this out earlier, I want you to take a look at my tweet, the chart I had tweeted out from earlier today. Now, this is a daily Bitcoin chart, and so you can see the last time we broke downward resistance here, we had a significant move up in the market. We have downward resistance here. The other thing that doesn't need to play out, but that I'm looking at, is the fact that the MACD was flattening out. Now, it looks like it's starting to go red here. But earlier in the day, it looked like we were flattening out. We were right pressed up against resistance here. So we'll have to see how the day closes out. We still have 2.5 hours for the day to close out. A lot can happen in 2.5 hours. But we're really just coiled inside of here. I have all the areas of price confluence we've spoken about before. There really isn't, hello, Track, welcome in. There really isn't anything new to share in the chart. So guys, I'm going to open it up to you. Again, what are your TA questions? We had questions that were left over from yesterday. Anything you'd like me to chart. If there's silence, and no one has any, there's no crypto charts that you want me to take a look at, I'm just going to take a look at a few charts and wait for questions to come in, and it can be an early live stream. That's fine, but I'm opening it up to the door. I'm opening the door to my heart. No, I'm not opening the door to my heart for anyone. I'm opening the door for your questions. And this is never financial advice, but it is free technical analysis insight. Ooh. Technical analysis insight. Let's go to Solana on a weekly. It amazes me what the predominant market sentiment is right now. I was just chatting with who I was on the phone talking about coming on the live stream. Javid, welcome in. What's up, my friend? Glad to see you in the live stream. Yeah, it's amazing what the market sentiment is right now. I was on a Twitter Spaces earlier today, and I'll say this, the market sentiment right now, the herd mentality is very negative. It's very negative. That's what I would say. Solana, I mean, I'll tell you what I see. I see a higher low, right? So we got two higher lows. We had this resistance that we finally broke through up here, but we couldn't maintain it. Really want to see Solana push up towards this 26 and maintain it. Once we break 26, obviously the next major of resistance I see is 35. You could argue, you could put an area of resistance here since we wicked up. But again, I'm not trying to overcomplicate the chart here. Really want to see push. I really want to see for Solana prices push up and above $26. So that is what I'm waiting for. All right, we finally have some crypto TA questions. Thank you. I didn't want to just start pulling up random charts and charting shit. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Fetch AI. Haven't gotten a question on that one in a while. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Glad to see you in the live stream. Feel free to keep dropping charting questions because I'm just taking charting questions today. This is Fetch AI, ticker symbol FET on the weekly. Just kind of assessing the price indicators real quick. MACD looks like it wants to sort of flatten out here. Obviously, what you want to see is a bullish confirmation. You want to see a cross here above zero. It looks like we're starting to flatten out. RSI is still oversold at 43. I like to see this stochastic RSI increasing. It's all above 20, and we still have that positive cross going on. So the three main indicators, guys, if you're new to the channel, that I tend to look at in charts, it's the MACD, the RSI, and stochastic RSI. Those are the three. That's like my bread and butter for most technical analysts as well. Must have been looking at this a while ago. All right. So we had this monumental move up from December all the way until February, and ever since we've been consolidating, right? I would actually draw it a little bit more. Can you draw it like that? Yeah, you can draw it like that. So you can see we have this descending area. See the blue line here? We have this descending area of resistance that we need to break out from. Now, what I do like to see on Fetch, these two main green horizontal areas of support at about 20.5 cents and 20 cents. So basically, this is really a major area of support that I want to see hold. I don't mind if we double bottom, okay? I don't mind if we double bottom. I don't want to go lower than 20 cents because what would happen if we go lower than 20 cents and let's say we go to like, I don't know, 15 cents, right? What you're introducing is you're introducing a lower low. Now we have this low. Now we have, no longer do we have higher lows. We're not going like this. No. Now we have lower lows and we're going like this. So main thing from a support perspective, just maintain 20 cents. I don't want to go lower than this candlestick, which was at, oh, excuse me. This is at, I'm reading the chart wrong. I apologize. Wasn't getting the angles right. Okay, so this line is at, I apologize. This line is at 20 cents. I tend to keep all of these figures nice and rounded. My apologies. Let's start over again. This top horizontal line is at 20 cents. The bottom line is at 17.3 cents. The same commentary still applies though. So just don't drop below 17.3 cents. Else we won't have a double bottom. We will have we would have lower lows being introduced. But the main thing is just breaking out above this descending resistance. Now, once we actually break descending resistance, obviously there's more areas of price confluence beyond 41 cents now that we have additional data here. This is an obvious area to me. because of the price confluence here. Here's another obvious area to me. We're wicking all up into this area. Can I make it up? No, right about there. Okay, we don't need to get too cute. So this area of price confluence, it looks like we're going to round these figures. We don't get too cute on this channel. We're going to keep that at 25 cents, and we're going to say this is at 29 cents. Okay, so really once we break this descending area of resistance, the blue line, you're really going to run into more areas of price confluence that we have to get above that will cause problems for us. Right around 25 to 29 cents. Things will start to look a little bit more interesting once we're up in this area because we have fewer areas of price confluence, especially based on the wicks and number of candlesticks. We have not a ton of resistance really to battle there between 41 and 65. So let's really start pushing above with a weekly close above 29 cents. That's what I see on Fetch AI. Let's take a look at ACH. We just looked at this the other day. Who asked this? Javid. Yeah, we just looked at this the other day, but I'd be happy to take a quick look at it with you. I did this on the live stream on Monday. I remember looking at this. So commentary that I even had this still drawn in here. So Javid, since you weren't here on Monday, let me reiterate what I shared with everyone, high-level points on ACH, Alchemy Pay. I have an investment in this one from a fundamental perspective and chart perspective. So we are in a massive falling wedge. This is a 2-day chart. I have it on Heiken Ashi for the moment. You could see it's broad up here and it's narrowing down here. Massive falling wedge. What this is also known, based on this pennant here, this is also a bull pennant. We have our pole and our pennant, right? And I have the target sketched out here right in this zone up here at 15 cents, okay? This is really the next major area that I could see Alchemy potentially hitting before battling some major resistance once we get up, once we start really picking up in volume and breaking out of the descending, the falling wedge here in the bull pennant. So what else did I point out on this chart? I spoke about a trade strategy. The other thing I spoke about was the fact that I like to see that the MACD was increasing in value. Stochastic RSI, you can see here we have a positive cross above 20. But the other major thing that should stick out to you here is that RSI is coiling up. We're in this triangular formation here. And again, as you guys know, Javid, I want to hit on this point here because it's important to put into context this chart with everything else that's going on in the market. You can't look at charts in a silo environment. I think that's the reason why a lot of people, among many other reasons, but I think that's one of the reasons why people fall into this trap of, in my opinion, believing in a 4-year cycle. They're in a silo environment evaluating that one chart. So in the context of the rest of the market and evaluating this chart, the other thing that I would point out that is bullish, well, there are all the other charts I cover, but we've spoken about how volatility has been compressed for some period of time, right? Very low volatile in market right now, okay? Bollinger Bands, tight on multiple charts, multiple time frames. There is going to be an explosion in price sooner rather than later. Now, could that explosion be to the downside? Absolutely. There could be some unexpected explosion down to the downside. But the odds, in my opinion, are in the favor of a massive move to the upside once those Bollinger Bands break and the volatility spikes for all the reasons that I've laid out for weeks at this point, if you've been here. So that would be my view. Okay, we did ACH, we did Fetch. Evan, you just bought additional XRP. And by the way, DT, I see that you got into Caspa. Good for you. Let's take a look at XRP. Evan is saying he bought... Evan, you're being quite descriptive. You bought 5,500 more XRP, all right? Quite descriptive, my friend. So that's about, based on current prices, I'm guessing that's about 8,000 XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. If you guys caught my XRP video, well, this is great because I had sketched this out in the video. Look at what I spoke to in my video. I said I was hypothesizing that on the weekly we would be forming some sort of a falling wedge slash bull pennant. Okay, that's exactly what's playing out right now. I said I would not be a buyer of XRP in the 80 and 70 cent range. I would not be buying. But I did identify a target zone. So it looks like, Evan, in your case, you may have purchased XRP. Yeah, you purchased XRP higher than I would. But, I'm sure that, you had a reason for that, and everybody has their own investment strategy. But, yeah, this is sort of what I'm hypothesizing could go on. Now, we could fall out of this, but this is early on. This was, this is 2 weeks ago at this point that I had theorized this would happen. But I had identified a buy zone. What the hell was my buy zone? I think it was like 65. Was it like 65 cents to like 49.5 or 50.5? I think it was this chart. Yeah. So my buy zone. So Evan, you bought above my personal buy zone. Again, my buy zone doesn't need to play out though. My buy zone was here. Okay. Between 65 and 49.5 cents. And I would be pretty aggressive if I wanted to buy more between 58 and 54 cents. If we got down this low, I would be pretty aggressive. Given prior price confluence and given where the moving averages are at, I would be pretty aggressive. It is hot in here. Guys, give me 1 minute. I have to turn up the AC. I apologize. It is fucking hot in here. Jesus. Apologies about that. Hopefully I didn't lose half of everybody. Let's see what else we have here. Can you chart Cardano? Did you mean Cardanzo? I don't know what Cardano is, but I know what Cardanzo is. Yes, we can definitely take a look at Cardano. Ticker symbol ADA. Now, this is one of these ones that 24... Yeah, you could argue. I would actually argue, even though Cardano this year made a lower low relative to 2022, which would put it in the weaker performing altcoins, I would actually argue this is basically a double bottom. Yes, this low is lower, but not by much. The low here was at 23.9 and the low here was at 20. Yeah, this is a double bottom. For me, Cardano double bottomed, okay? I think Cardano is going to rise, and I'm not a supporter of the project. I don't, but it doesn't mean that I don't look at this chart and say that it's a really nice looking chart. And I think the odds are in the favor of creating new all-time highs and going well past $3.17 or wherever it was at. Guys, we have our areas of price confluence drawn here. There's not a lot that's changed on Cardano since we've last spoken about it besides this area here. I believe the last time we charted this, since I had this as a red area of resistance, we would have been down in this price level. We've recaptured 30 cents, which is great. It's a psychological level. It's an area of price confluence. That's great to see. You can see the other areas to your right here of price confluence that I have drawn. There's probably another area that I could draw in here, especially since we wicked up to this level. But I think the most important thing is once we're above 40 cents, yeah, we got to clear this bounce high, this last bounce high. But the main thing is really what I see in the chart in terms of price confluence, breaking up past this 60 to 66 cent range. Let's look at the price indicators on Cardano. MACD, if we can have a positive week this week, it looks like the MACD wants to cross back above, get a bullish cross there and start heading towards zero. So that would be good to see. Let's see if we can finish the week semi-strong here. RSI is pretty weak at 42.5, and stochastic RSI looks fine. So we're really just consolidating with the rest of the market. Nothing concerning, nothing concerning. The only thing that would concern me is if it rolled over and it started headed towards this level. Because again, because we've been at this level before and we come down here again, chances are the likelihood would increase significantly. We're going to go even lower and head towards like 20 cents or below. So, but I am not in the camp. I will share this right now. And we're going to hit on this. My guest and I are going to hit on this in a couple weeks. But I am not in the camp of what I was listening to on Twitter Spaces this morning. So I caught a little bit of Twitter Spaces, and there was a lot of fear surrounding there being some sort of contagion in DeFi, and then we're going to see this large drop in altcoins. I just don't see that in the charts. Is it possible? Sure, anything is possible. Everything could go to zero. Everything could go to $1 billion dollars USD, right? XRP, there's a probability XRP goes to 0. There's a probability it goes to 1,000,000, right? But the point is, while there's a probability for everything, you have to look at what you believe based on everything you've evaluated as most and least likely. I don't see that. I don't see that. I think there's still a lot of fear porn going on right now. You're welcome, Havid. Oh, I didn't see that, Evan. You only have 2,000 left. I'm short a little to hedge. Okay. Yeah, I don't short, guys. I don't short. I've never shorted before. I don't. I'm long and strong. I just get in where I think it makes sense. Most of my portfolio is an investment. I have a little bit that I trade with, and I use the charts to really identify key areas to buy at, and then when we do start topping, where should I sell at? DT, your target on XRP is 58 or lower. Smart man. You agree with my analysis. Helium HNT. Ricky, absolutely, my friend. Can take a look at that. Thank you for the question. I don't think we've evaluated that chart. No, we have not. So typically, guys, if you're new to the channel, appreciate anyone dropping a comment here. If you are new to the channel, please drop me a comment. Introduce yourself. I would appreciate it. Or just say hi. Just say hello. Greetings. Hola. Any language you speak. But what I do is when I don't have a chart readily prepared for any project that we've looked at before, I just pull up this blank chart. It has the indicators I commonly look at, and we go from there. It doesn't look like HNT is... Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Bet you there's not a lot of price data. No, there's not. Of course not. Because Coinbase is always last, list everything. All right, this is not a good-looking chart. And call me out. By the way, Ricky, call me out if I'm missing the right exchange to look at, because if I'm missing price data, because if this thing really did come out in late 2021, this is not a good-looking chart. I will say that. I'm always honest with my viewers if I think a chart is good-looking or bad-looking. I don't even know that this is really worth charting, but I think it is. There is a descending area of resistance here. We're looking at a 3-day. I don't think we should go to a weekly because there's not enough price data to really... Oh, let's take a look. Maybe there is. There is. You know what? We're going to look at a weekly on this. Let's get a little bit more high time frame. So the first thing I would share with you, Ricky, is that you can see the area of resistance here. We've hit it multiple times. So I think the first true struggle for price once it starts continuing to push up, although it looks like it might be forming a rounding bottom. We'll look at the price indicators to see if we can see any bullish divergences, maybe on the lower time frames. The real first struggle with price is coming up to this descending area of resistance. Now, it wouldn't surprise me at the same time that it intersects with that descending line of resistance that there are not additional areas of price confluence that we will also run into problems with, because that's very common to find in charts. This is the first one, okay? This is definitely a major area of resistance right here. I see the price confluence, that's sitting at 250, okay? So we have 250 identified as a major area of price confluence. Another area that I would identify is right around there at we're going to call it 209, okay? So 209 is another area of price confluence. Obvious area, by the way, I didn't spell this out before, I apologize. Major area of price support, really. You really don't want to see this thing go below like a buck. $1.19. So it's like $1.19. If you start to see on a weekly closing basis us going below $1.19, I mean, that tells me that there's a heightened likelihood that we're just going to continue churning lower. But for now, it looks like we've double bottomed, okay? A lot of altcoins have double bottomed this year relative to 2022. Now, this is actually a double bottom relative to 23. This thing's been in a downtrend for a while. So these are your first two major areas of resistance. Once we clear this descending resistance, let's talk about what other areas of price confluence we're going to run into problems with. That really right around 324. okay? Right around 324, it looks like there's another. We could draw a couple of other lines in there, but let's not get too cute. I'd say right around 324. Once we start to clear 324, I'll give you one more area. I mean, this one is not surprising. Oh, no, it's not right. It's not $4 right on the... No, it looks like it's 390. Okay. Actually, it looks like it's 391. I like to... So when I'm charting, one of the things I like to do, I really like to round the numbers and just keep it stupid simple. Me telling you there's an area of price confluence at $3.90.34 really doesn't add a lot of value. I might as well just say 391 or 390, right? Okay. I think that's a lot more sensical. So these are your major areas of price confluence here. Okay. You can see them identified to the right. What I would say to you, Ricky, which I commonly say to viewers on the channel, once we get a candle body close above 324, come on back and we can evaluate the chart. We want a weekly candlestick close, not a wick. I don't care about price wicks because they're volatility. I want a candle body close above 324, come back to the channel. Price indicators, real quick. I said I was going to look at price indicators. Oh my God. Okay. Ricky, you did a nice job finding a really good possible candidate to have a strong pop in price. Yeah, so I really like what I'm seeing because let's just stick to the weekly. Okay, RSI, you can see momentum is picking up. Excuse me, MACD, momentum is kicking up. Stochastic RSI looks fine, but look at this RSI. Along with price, it's rounding and increasing in value. This thing to me just looks like it wants to pop. I'm not telling you, please hear what I'm saying. I don't know if price is going to pop. I have no positions in this. I have no vested interest in this. I never offer financial advice on this channel. I never have offered financial advice on this channel. I never will. I'm literally reading charts and sharing what I see, okay? But based on this setup, this, to me, personally, looks like a good trade setup. This looks like this thing could pop, and you could see some sort of pop that could come up here to at least 250. You know, you could get a decent 20, 30% rise out of price. Just my intuition based on reading the RSI and price. Again, this, if we did pop this week, let's just say theoretically we pop this week, this is going to be a major area of resistance because we have descending resistance in 250. So if I was in a trade here, personally, for me, if I entered a trade down here in the, I wouldn't be chasing it. So I would have, I would have been accumulating in here. So let's say I bought right in here at like 155. What I would be doing is I would take some off here at about 209. I'd front run that figure, put it at about 207. Then as I came up to 250, I'd take even larger part out. I'd probably put in a sell limit order at like 247, okay, to front run that 250. And then if we start to break out of descending resistance, that's when I would put in some stops and just let the thing ride until it stops out. That's what I would do personally. But you have to figure out your own risk tolerance level and base your trades based off of that. All right, what else do we have? Great, I'm seeing a lot of questions come in. I appreciate it. So I see Polkadot. I haven't evaluated this one in a while as either, as well. Shane, Digibyte will have its day, my friend. Like I said, like I have said before, Digibyte is one of those charts that when it goes, it goes. It could easily 400x in a week. Dot. The hell am I looking at here? Why are all these reversed? Why did I do that? I must have been looking at some bullish divergence. Which, interestingly enough, well, let me point this out before we get too far ahead of ourselves. One thing I want to point out on Polkadot, is similar to Cardano, you can see we double bottomed here, okay? But I want you to notice something that when we double bottomed here, and I don't know if we looked at this for Cardano or not. When we double bottomed here, it's like that's literally like a perfect double bottom. When we double bottomed here, you're welcome, Ricky. When we double bottomed here, what happened with RSI? These are the things that as you become more familiar as a technician, you know to look for, and they just pop out to you right away. As you can see, look at the RSI, but yet price was at the same level, right? And yet the RSI is increasing. So there is some bullish divergence taking place in the price on the weekly, okay, that has been in place since December of last year. So for 8 months now, there's been bullish divergence, okay? Very, very good to see. Stochastic RSI looks good. How about that MACD getting closer to a cross up? Yeah, MACD still has a little bit to go, but we're positive crossed here. We just need to get above 0, need some momentum. You can see all these areas. We need to shift these, whoops. We need to shift these things to red, unfortunately, because now they're all areas of resistance. Yeah, so for me on DOT, I could draw out more areas of support. I don't think it's worth it, though. At the end of the day, we just, we're sitting at $5. Where the hell are we sitting? $5.07. Let's just not go any lower than 423. We certainly could come down to some of these lower levels towards the low to mid to high fours. But really, it's about taking out these areas of resistance I have marked. I have 520, 560, and 580. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is I have a shorter term descending area of resistance. You see this, right? See how this is a descending area of resistance we keep hitting? So all this area of price confluence is going to represent a problem on the way up, okay? This $5.60 mark to $5.80 mark for Polkadot is a major zone of resistance. We have 2 areas of price confluence I have identified here, and we also have a descending black line of resistance, okay? Things will start to get a little bit more interesting once we can get a candle body close above 580, but it's really not going to start picking up. It's really not going to start picking up until you get above 770. And the reason for that is look at this bounce, right? This bounce here is a lower high relative to everything else until proven otherwise. Until Polkadot gets above 770 with conviction, gets a candle body close above 770, all we've done in this chart is created a double bottom and lower highs, okay? Now, I believe this thing's going to turn up with the rest of the market. Okay, that is my belief based on everything I've shared on this channel. It's not my emotional conviction. It's my robotic educational view based on reading the charts. However, I'm being very factual when I tell you nothing new here, nothing really exciting until we can take out the 770. We could say that for all the charts. We could say the same damn thing with Cardano. Really, I could care less about Cardano until it starts getting above, not that I could care less, but it's not invalidating a lot of these lower highs until we can first start to take out this 45-cent area. Then we can take out the 60 cents. Then we can take out, it looks like $1.20, right? It's all about taking out these lower highs to invalidate the bearish structure that is present in all of these altcoins. Guys, don't forget that when the altcoin market moves, it moves. Look at all of this bullshit and then look at this monumental rise in price. We have a lot of bullshit going on. But as you know, if you've been subscribed to this channel for a while, guys, this video I made has not gotten a lot of views. It really, of any of the videos I've put out recently, I feel it's the most important video that you guys should watch. It's the Bitcoin halving video that I put out. You need to give that a watch. I just published it like 2 weeks ago. Go to my channel and look at the last under published videos, not the live videos. Go to the published videos and go to that like Bitcoin big price halving or something like that. Like, yeah, what are my expectations going into the halving? What's my expectations this year? Look, watch the video. It's worth it. The point is, when this thing finally does decide to move, it's going to move with the rest of the market. Yes, my general view is we are going to be going parabolic a lot sooner than people think. So have some patience, but that's what I see in Polkadot. There was another question that I saw come in here. VRA, why do I know that project? And I feel stupid having to ask. Veracity, okay. Well, I'm not super familiar with it, but I know I've heard of it. I feel 95% confident I don't have a chart on that, although we may have charted it in the past. Yeah, look at that. It's unnamed. Guys, did we just chart this? No, did I chart it on my own? I must have charted this on my own. Why did I chart this on my own? Have we done this before? Somebody must have brought this up on a live stream or something, or I saw somebody tweet about it and I charted it, because that's weird for me to have a chart up like that and then it's unnamed. That is really weird. Nah, we've charted it. Okay, I knew it. That's why I have this up here. Interesting. Okay, so we have charted veracity before. What I do like to see in veracity, you see this descending area of resistance here that we had. Okay, we've broken out from that, which is great. But again, similar comments that I had for DOT, I'm going to have for like all of these altcoins. Again, this is a lower high relative to here. Now, it did take out this one. This high took out this one. But we still have to take this out and this out, right? This feeds into similar commentary that I had yesterday on traditional markets. As price invalidates this, and then invalidates this, and ultimately invalidates this, with each successive lower high that we take out, it increases the probability that we will continue moving up and create new all-time highs, or at least double top at the worst, okay? Right now, it looks like I already have these major areas of price confluence drawn on the weekly. Really need to get above and stay above, it looks like 0.9 cents. You could create a zone here very easily. Again, psychological level at a penny. You know, you could, right, it's a penny, exactly. So there's a zone right there. Now, could I draw other areas of price confluence in this area? Yes. I don't think it's worth it, though, because for me, when I evaluate this chart, let's get a weekly close above 1 penny. That is the punchline here. Get me a weekly close above 1 penny. I'm not interested in the chart, in recharting this and having a conversation till we get a weekly close above a penny. Give it to me. Now, the other thing that kind of sticks out to me that I just noticed in this chart, looking at it, surprised it didn't stick out to me sooner, is this a falling wedge? Let's take a look. Oh, this could be a falling wedge. We could have a falling wedge here. Surprised that didn't stick out to me sooner, and we'll take a look at the price indicators. Veracity could be in the middle of a falling wedge. We're real broad up here, and then we start to get narrow, right? And you could argue it's a bull pennant. I actually don't know what invalidates a bull pennant in terms of how long the pennant can be until you're like invalidated. I don't know at what length the pennant starts to go below here where it's invalidated, but I'd have to look that up. But in general, I don't know if it's a bull pennant, but I don't know if it's still a valid bull pennant, but it absolutely is a falling wedge. Now, the way that you measure the target for a falling wedge, I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with it. You take from the bottom of the very top of the wedge all the way up to the top. And then what you have to do is put it at the breakout point. So if we broke out here, this would be the technical target. If we don't break out until all the way down here, that is the technical target. So we're actually going to leave this like this. Let's look at price indicators. You can see the MACD kind of crossed down, losing momentum to the downside, though. Would love to see it cross back up. Guys, if you appreciate, I'm taking every charting question for free, and I'm just sharing my wealth of knowledge. I would appreciate a thumbs up for support. More people can catch the content if you're kind enough to take a moment to hit the thumbs up. It's that damn YouTube algorithm. RSI, even the RSI to me looks, it's sort of turning up. It's sort of turning up, and it's sort of, I sort of like this setup, actually. Let's look at the stochastic RSI wants to turn up. If I was entering a trade, this would be something I would be interested in, actually. I like the trade setup here. Have to see if the falling wedge plays out, if we can break back up to this area here. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that. Who was that? Fido, thank you for the question. Fido, thank you for the question. All right, what other questions? You got that right. Digibite. I will take a look at the video. You should track. I saw Litecoin had its halving today. Yeah, guys, we're running up against 40 minutes. Let me share something with you. Well, I'm going to share two things with you, actually. Before we head out, I have two messages to share with you. The first, give me a moment. You're going to hear an echo in a second. Hold on. Oh, you're not. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, if I go to my videos, I want to show you this. So it's in your best interest just to get, if you value my opinion, it's in your own interest, best interest. This video right here, Bitcoin's halving big price. This was published 2 weeks ago. This is the video I'm talking about. Do yourself a favor and at least listen to it. It's 8 minutes. You don't even have to watch the video. Just listen to it. It's just a suggestion. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys, I was thinking about this today. I had a doctor's appointment today, and it's just something I've noticed. I guess I've just become much more aware of it. It's always kind of stuck out to me, but something at least I was thinking about today. Make sure whatever you, sorry, DT Trias. Yeah, I have never, I'm not familiar with the project. I apologize if I missed I missed a comment earlier. Make sure whatever it is you do in life, make sure to take care of your health, your physical wellness, and your well-being. I've seen way too many people in life let themselves physically go, and it's like something we can't talk about as a society for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like why we can't have an honest conversation regarding how much of an epidemic obesity rates are. One of the worst things that happened with lockdowns, people gained weight, they started using drugs, drug rates increased. Just make sure you're taking care of your body. Your body really is a temple. What you put into it is going to be a direct reflection of outwardly everything. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. You don't want to work hard all your life. And I've used this example, I feel, a few times with some people I've been in conversation with. You don't want to work hard all your life and be that fat, like balding 65-year-old guy who finally gets to retire and buy his Corvette, right? And you really can't enjoy life because you have so many comorbidities associated with being morbidly obese. Just own it. Like, own it. If you're overweight, if you're struggling with that sort of thing, just own it, acknowledge it, do something about it. Just do something about it. Like, we all screw up in life. We all have faults, and if you found yourself in a tough position, get yourself out of it. You really can. So I hate to see people do that to themselves. Health is wealth. It really is. I would rather be in peak physical condition and do well for myself than, and you can do both. I'd rather be in peak physical condition and do well for myself than be a fucking bazillionaire and be 50 pounds overweight and feel sluggish and horrendous. I don't know how people can live like that. Like, I guess it's a domino. It's like a snowball effect. But man, get yourself out of it, and just make sure you're taking care of your health. It gets worse as you get older in life if you don't. It really does. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. But all right, I will be back tomorrow. I will be back Friday, as I typically do on Fridays. More than likely, I'll live stream at a different time in case I have plans on Friday. And keep an eye out. I had announced at the beginning of the live stream, I'm very excited about another guest that I'm going to have on. I'm currently thinking having one guest on a month. So this will be the guest for the month of August. I will have a guest in like 2 weeks from now. I also will be doing some corporate travel. So towards the end of August, I'm going to be pretty unavailable for like a week, unfortunately. So I won't be live streaming more than likely, but I'll be back after that. So, but everybody, thank you for tuning in. I appreciated all the TA questions. Really great questions. A lot of charts we either haven't looked at or looked at in a while. Everyone take care of yourself, and I'll be right back here tomorrow around normal time. Take care of yourself. Share the content with at least one person. If you didn't already, thumbs up. Show some love in the comments, and make sure you click the bell icon for notifications. Until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness and let's carry the education forward. Take care.